You're welcome to the Cruising is Life podcast. Whether you're a seasoned cruiser or just starting out, we have something for everyone. So sit back, relax, and get ready to set sail with us on the Cruising is Life podcast.
All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Cruising is Life podcast. We are back for another one of our weekly episodes. We are joined by both who we call the Pookies. Dimitri and Justin are back as normal. How's it going, guys?
Hello.
What's up?
Well, we have, of course, as always, we've got a very exciting topic. Utopia of the Seas is just only a few short weeks away. She arrives next week.
That's crazy.
It's
That
awesome.
is crazy. I love it.
Very nice. My biggest gripes is still the suites above the bridge, but you know what? I can live with that.
Ugly. Very ugly.
I didn't like that on Oasis, and it looks better. It looks better than Oasis. I'll give it that. But I'm not a fan of those
Did you
suites.
watch the video I sent you? They did like a walkthrough of those rooms.
Oh, from Trev and Chelsea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, of course.
Yeah. They were on the ship like 8 weeks ago or something like that.
Yeah, something like
Of course
that.
they were.
But
I don't like it, but yeah, I think Coop sent it to me. Hey, Coop's in the chat.
okay, Coop's in the chat. I mean those rooms do look really cool though, and like I know we were talking yesterday with like Tyler, and Tyler was like, "Oh, it can't really even be like that much of a difference like in revenue to like even justify having those." And you know, we ran the numbers, and like, you know, of course, in the large scale of things, it's only, you know, between the two cabins. I mean, you're talking an average of $10,000 a week or so, or I don't know what kind of math I did there, but it was dude math, so who knows what it's like. You know, it came out to something like $1 million a year or something like that in revenue, just off of those two cabins, which honestly, off of two cabins, that's not too bad. So it definitely justifies putting them there, I think. But you know, it just doesn't look very good.
Well, not only does it not look good, but like you're saving that special view, especially like the bridge wings, for two people compared to when everybody else can enjoy them. You know what I mean?
That is one thing I do dislike. I wish they would have given us at least like the viewing area above it, like all of the other Oasis class ships, because like that honestly is one. Honestly, I mean, Oasis class is one of the few that you can't, you know, look over, you know, or I guess you can't go out onto the bow like most Royal Caribbean ships. So, you know, having that bridge wing was always really nice, and they kind of took that from us. So, from a ship spotting standpoint, you know,
They're taking away our happiness.
very stinky.
Very stinky.
But honestly, that's like the only gripe that I have about the ship, though. It looks amazing. It looks beautiful.
Yes, she looks very good. I'm super excited.
And actually, Jaco in the chat here says Allure is also getting those 220-degree suites above the bridge, but not like Oasis. It seems much more like Utopia. All right, I can live with that. I can live
So
with that.
are they just gonna? What's gonna go in between then? Because that's how I read it too, but I don't understand. Like, is the solarium just gonna come out to there?
I don't really know.
Yeah, that'll look weird.
That would look weird. So I'm hoping that they would just extend the solarium up to the front.
Right.
That's the one reason like Oasis looks kind of funky with those, is because they didn't extend the solarium all the way to the front. You know what I mean? It still stops in that same area, but it's just one deck higher, really.
Right.
Yeah, and I did notice that on Wonder, most of the time the wings were shut off. They were closed off like my entire cruise on it last year.
Don't say that to me.
Dimitri's going on the Wonder soon.
It's so weird. One of the time lapses I ran from Canaveral, people were on the bridge wing as she was pushing off, and then it looked like they like cleared them out after that.
Yeah, it was
and they
really
were empty
weird.
the rest of the time. I don't understand that.
Yeah, it's super weird. I don't really know what they're doing on those newer ones, but I don't know.
Weird.
But overall, though, Utopia does seem really, really nice. She seems very exciting for everybody here that are getting ready to sail in her. And the of course, the big plot twist of the industry is that she's going to 3 and 4 night sailings.
Yes, that's awesome.
I'm saying I'm very excited for that. I love that they're doing that. Of course, it was, you know, we say this all the time, but you know, they've made a lot of progress from, you know, having the Majesty of the Seas out of Port Canaveral, doing 3 and 4 night cruises, and then of course got up to Mariner, and that was a big deal. But now we worked all the way up to Allure, and now a brand new Oasis class with the Utopia.
Yeah, they did that pretty quickly. You don't usually see that. You usually see them switch to one and kind of do it for a while and then switch to another one. But I think they just saw how successful the weekend cruises were, and were like, well, might as well take advantage of it.
Right. I think with Coco K, I mean, obviously that was a huge thing as well. Just the opening of the new and improved Coco K, all the things like that. I mean, it gave a reason to go on some of these ships, you know, and some of these cruises to the Bahamas.
Yeah, absolutely.
And especially now with the Royal Beach Club coming in soon too.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell they're investing a lot in the weekend market, or at least in the Bahamas territory. Because like you said, without the pier, or I guess just the general upgrades to Coco K, you wouldn't see. Maybe you would see like the Freedom class do it because they would go there before the pier, but I mean, you wouldn't see any Oasis class going there without a pier. So that's really what changed everything.
I don't even think we'd be seeing the Quantum class there if it weren't for that pier either. Not that we get very many over here in the first place, but
I think Quantum used to stop there before when they did the Bahamas cruises, maybe.
Yeah, maybe once or twice.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but right, you typically wouldn't see the bigger ships running there without the pier.
Yeah. And Jaco says, I see Oasis 7 going to 3 and 4 nights out of Miami and Wonder to China. Yes, so Wonder, it really does seem like Wonder will end up going to China. I wouldn't be surprised if she does, just because she's kind of like in the best position to do it. Just being she was originally made for China in the first place, and you know she's not natural gas like Utopia. She's not going to be natural gas like 7 and 7 and the potential of an 8th. I'm still pretty dead set on there being an 8 Oasis class ship, just given that there is. They've always owned in pairs, and I would assume they're going to do these a little bit differently, and change up the design like they have with each of the pairs. But I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest that if they do a Oasis 7, which they are, Royal Caribbean could just be sitting on an Oasis 8, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if those go to 3 and 4 nights, and start to reshuffle around. And Utopia eventually, I think, will go to 7 nights somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's a possibility.
For sure.
But yeah, it's very, very crazy to see that, how much they've really grown on those markets. And yeah, they've made great improvements, and to the point where now Carnival and all the other competition are starting to do the same thing too. I mean, it's only, a matter of time before we see, a Carnival ship with like an XL class on the 3 and 4 night itineraries. And of course, now we're going to get the breakaway and the getaway soon from Norwegian. And it is pouring outside. I didn't even notice. It's like, it just got really dark. But yeah, I mean, all the competition is starting to do that. But yeah, what were you saying, Dimitri?
I was going to say, I have a feeling that, the first year, it'll be fine. They'll be able to, sell out Utopia at the prices that they're at right now. But if the prices either stay the same or keep going up, I think going forward, I don't think people are going to choose that. And they're going to, get onto Utopia and say for 3 days, I could pay this and go on a 7-day. So I don't know. They have to play that game smart. Okay, sure. New, exciting, blah, blah, blah. But I think that's going to wear off after a little bit. You know what I mean?
I definitely agree.
Sure.
I definitely agree.
I definitely agree.
And yeah, once Carnival, I think, starts putting their XL ships on the 3 and 4 night itineraries, that's really going to be when Royal Caribbean has to back off a little bit.
Because Carnival prices, that's enticing.
Carnival prices, they are enticing, of course. And, of course, just being an XL class from Carnival, those are always appealing just in general. So the fact that those were able to draw a Royal Caribbean crowd onto those ships in the first place with just the Mardi Gras coming out, I mean, that was pretty impressive in itself. So, you'd probably get a lot of people that go and choose those XL ships over Royal Caribbean if they continue to offer some of these prices. I mean, they're kind of up there with Icon.
Yeah, the prices are ridiculous. They're eventually, no matter how, big the ship is or what it offers or, whatever the case might be. Dimitri's right. They're going to reach a point where the price is just going to outweigh, the benefit of going on a short cruise, because you're not going to, you're going to start paying prices that these 7-night cruises are choosing, and you're not getting as much out of it. Even if you go to 2 ports, you don't get the sea days. You're only going to the Bahamas, and one of them's a private island, so you're not really going anywhere. So yeah, they're eventually going to.
I don't know, for those cruises, the ship is the experience, and once you've experienced the ship, you're gonna be like, okay, then why did I just pay $1,200 a person for 3 nights?
Right.
Shit.
Right.
But
just go on a 7-day and go on another thing class.
Yeah, and thank you for the super chat. Brady says patiently waiting for your Utopia transatlantic. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
but I do think
gotten on it last week or whenever I started doing it 2 days ago.
They don't have any passengers on it, unfortunately, or it would have been a really cool thing to do.
You don't gotta tell anybody.
Yeah, just get on.
Just get on, yeah. That's kind of also how they get you is like, yeah, we sell you the experience, but you can't experience that ship. And like, I see these comments all the time on videos and TikToks that I do, where like, oh, these ships are too big to be doing these itineraries, and I'm like, that's exactly why they're doing it, because then they're going to get your sail more than once. I know people that are booked on it 2, 3, even 4 times already, and the ship's not even out.
Right.
And the thing is, they know it's an Oasis class. They know it's a brand new Oasis class, so they already know what they're getting themselves into. The average cruiser that has been on the Oasis class more than once knows exactly what to expect out of the Utopia, and so they're purposely booking 2, 3, and 4 cruises, whether it's back-to-back or just in separate legs. They're booking it multiple times just so they can experience the ship, which is great on Royal Caribbean's part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Is it a consumer-friendly strategy? It's not a consumer-friendly strategy, no. But it is a very friendly strategy for Royal Caribbean, and that's kind of what businesses are out to do. Is they, as much as it may suck as a consumer, they are out to make money. So, you can only do so much.
Right.
And if you build it, they will come. If you put some of these prices and they continue to pay them, they're going to continue to charge these prices.
Yeah, and that's the problem, because a lot of these new time cruisers,
they don't
really
know.
They don't know, and they see other vacations that are priced about the same, so they're like, oh, I'd rather try a cruise. I'm going to pay the same price for this, like staying at this hotel and flying somewhere, than I would for this cruise, but they don't realize that they're paying way over what the market typically is. Mm-hmm. They're just seeing it in the context of now. And that's, that's on them. It's not really on Royal Caribbean. They're just charging the prices, but the demographic they're aiming at is, they'll just go because they see what the pricing is compared to other things currently.
Mm-hmm. I have a friend that was, texting me like, oh, like, she just had a kid like maybe a year or 2 ago. So she's like, oh yeah, like I want to bring the kid down and we're going to go to Disney and things like this and that. But it quoted us at like the cheapest hotel, Art of Animation. It was $10,000 for a week. And I'm like, okay. God. I was like, okay, I literally said you can go on a very overpriced cruise for 7 days and get free meals for cheaper than that.
Right.
So you could literally go on the Icon for over a week. Yeah. So even all the people that they're trying to aim to, take away from the theme parks and use new age cruisers, they're still looking at it like, all right, this is, even the Icon at these ungodly prices, it's still cheaper than a week at Disney. It's still cheaper than, a week up in New York City or wherever the heck they're going to go.
Right.
Cruising still is a relatively cheap way to do it. It's just right now it's seasoned cruisers and, cruisers that have been around for a while. They're definitely not used to prices like this.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous right now.
Yeah.
I guess I'll kind of share this information. I think I told you guys, but we are paying more for Wonder than we paid for what was originally Viva in Greece for 11 days, including flights last year.
That's crazy.
That's actually insane.
Like I'm like, what the heck? So better be a good cruise. And going to the chat, birds, I'm going in 2 weeks. And it's an Easter.
In 2 weeks. Is it the 21st, right?
Or 2, 3, maybe 3. I don't know. Whatever. The 21st. Whatever day the 21st is.
I'll be there.
Fantastic.
I know I'm not going this weekend, but I'm definitely going like the next 2 weekends or so.
Good.
Yes. But yeah, it's crazy. I mean, Royal Caribbean is even, I mean, Norwegian has some pretty high prices, but they also give you a lot within those.
They give you a lot.
Yeah.
That's the nice part about our cruise on Joy is that, you know, it's not cheap, but we have drink packages, gratuities, you know, dining plans, and all sorts of stuff included in that. So,
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I love that.
Anyways, the positives about Utopia of the Seas, and enough about all the pricing. You know, she's got a lot of really cool things on board, and you know, the funniest thing, at least to me, is, you know, the Ultimate Abyss, how they made it just a little bit longer just so they could take the record back, because they were definitely salty about that with MSC taking their spot there, their record.
For real.
I think I don't know how much longer it is, but it's only like an incremental amount longer than, you know, what MSC's was.
Right.
Which is cool. But they added some clear sections, which is neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
it's
feel like that's what added to the length.
Yeah. Yeah. And speaking of, so I know, Justin, you've been on Harmony. Did you do the water slides on Harmony?
I did not.
No. Okay.
I
So,
did them on Oasis, though.
okay.
But I know they're different.
They were super dark, though, weren't they?
Yes.
Yeah. So that was when I did the ones on Symphony. I like did that once, and I was like, I love water slides, and I was like, oh my god, that is way too dark. Like it almost like it was kind of like creepy. But I've noticed in some of the pictures that Utopia has clear sections in those little slides now. So and there's also the little, like, you know, transparent to where it, like, you know, it looks like there's lights coming through the slides now. So it's not pitch black in there now. So that is a huge plus for anybody that likes water slides. That was one thing I noticed, like, when just looking at pictures and stuff. I was like, oh, it's not going to be pitch black in there. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
Definitely. I like that. I love water slides.
Yes, they're very, very fun. And
Very fun.
the toilet bowl looking one has a steeper angle to it, I think.
I saw that. I did see that.
Oasis is like that. Harmony and
That's pretty
Symphony,
cool.
there's like a twist in it, but
Mhm.
Oasis just
Just
kind of goes like
straight into it. Yeah, that's how it is on Utopia, which is cool.
Nice.
Another big thing is, of course, the food trucks. The food truck looks really, really cool. I'm very excited. I'm definitely going to be trying that.
Yeah.
Which is nice because it's a free-to-eat place.
That's a first.
Yeah.
Real. I feel like they had to do that because of Norwegian's like food court kind of thing. So
Probably.
It's also free. So the XL Class of Carnival has some, what you call it?
market.
Yeah, like food trucks essentially. And those are free too.
It's all about the vibes.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Oh, for
I
sure.
love the vibe. I love it.
Instead of going to the buffet, we'll just go to the food truck and they could take a picture out front of it. Say, we're on a cruise, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, but I'm also on a food truck.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, the food looks pretty good though. I mean, it's like, I think it's like burgers and like pork sliders and sandwiches and things like. I think they've got ice cream there and stuff too.
I love ice cream.
I love ice cream. I think Sprinkles has its own like big area too, kind of like it does on the other ships, or at least on Icon. All Sprinkles is on Icon, which is funny because they're like, oh, we have this huge new area, and it's like this little closed off section. So you know, like underneath, like the lime and coconut bar that like they're the swim and tonic. There's like a little pass through underneath it, and underneath it is where Sprinkles is. It's a huge spot, but it's literally just the same two ice cream machines that are on every other ship.
That's funny.
It's so funny, but of course it was really cool though.
So, I have a question.
Okay.
Since you guys are avid Oasis Class peeps,
Very.
where they're putting the train car restaurant, the Orient, whatever. What used to be there on all the other ships?
I'm glad you asked because they did a
Oh, good
huge, really cool reshuffling with these, and of course, You know, most Oasis class are very similar, and of course this one going off of Wonder as well, because Wonder and Utopia, especially up on the top decks, they definitely have a much different layout than the others. Which I know, Justin, you've been on several of the other Oasis class ships, so it's really going to be a weird, like, your first day on Utopia is going to be like, I don't feel like I'm on an Oasis class, which is kind of funny. But essentially, so the Royal Railway, which don't ask how many times that took me to say that in my video I did on it, because it took me about 30 tries to get that, because I kept stumbling over my words saying Royal Railway. But that is all the way deck 4 forward, where Izumi's is normally where it is on all the other ones. It's kind of like tucked in the, it's like in the staircase almost, but like tucked off to the side.
Okay.
So
Izumi's
in the back.
Izumi
Back,
was in Central
okay.
Park.
Right. So they replaced the Izumi's and they put the Royal Railway there, or the train car restaurant. So that's where it's going, is the old Izumi spot on all of the other ships. Izumi has moved into Central Park, similar to the Icon,
right. Which I love. I don't know why, but
it's so
I love
cool.
that.
And I think you'll like it, but try the karage chicken on the little to-go window that they do on Utopia for Izumi. 10 out of 10. It's basically chicken, but instead of breading it in like flour like we normally do, they bread it in potato starch. So the breading tastes like a French fry, but it's chicken.
I love French fries.
It's very good. Yeah. It's very good. It was worth the $5 that I paid for it.
Oh my god.
It was very good. But they're doing the same concept there. They're putting Izumi in Central Park, and of course doing the Izumi in the park little to-go window on Utopia, kind of like they did on Icon. But Izumi is taking place of Giovanni's, which Giovanni's is moving to the back of the ship, or I guess the midsection towards the back, and is now overlooking the boardwalk where the old Wonderland used to be, which Wonderland is no more.
Is that the one with that outside patio?
Yes.
So I think that's where Wonderland is.
So I don't know if where I saw this, but apparently, so they wanted to do that whenever they decided to put Giovanni's back there. They wanted to put it like a little outdoor seating area, but the engineer for the ship literally said that's not possible. No. They literally said that's not going to work. And then Royal Caribbean came back with a different person, and like 3 days later, and they're like, oh yeah, it'll work if you do this, this, and this. So now they that's the most Royal Caribbean thing I've ever heard. Is
I don't know.
You're not gonna tell us no. There's a bunch of, if you look though, there's a couple support beams underneath it now, which of course weren't ever there.
Fine, fair enough.
But it looks really cool though.
So they got rid of Wonderland. Giovanni's is now where Wonderland is. Izumi is now where Giovanni's was.
Yes.
And then now the Railway is where Izumi was.
Correct.
Okay.
It's deck 4. I don't remember if it was in forward or in the back, but it's kind of like tucked in the corner in the back.
It's like right at the entrance upstairs. Like you walk down the stairs, it's like boom, right there.
That's how Izumi is, or at least was. Like
okay. I can still see that.
Yeah.
It's like to the side of one of the dining room entrances on that whatever deck it is for.
Right. It's literally in the staircase. Like one, I don't remember which side. Maybe the starboard side, port side. Yeah, port side. I can never figure out which way I'm facing sometimes on the ship when I'm actually on the ship. But
swim forward on the Caribbean.
Yeah. Brady with a $2 super chat says, "How do they add gross tonnage from ship to ship?"
Put some junk in the trunk.
Honestly, it's just a matter of sometimes like, oh jeez, what did my cat do?
It could just be like extra staterooms or a different dining venue. Or
right. It's like minimal differences. Sometimes it's like a couple feet that they add to it, or just an extra deck.
Scrubbers or something.
Yeah. Right.
Support or something.
It's very minimal, especially on some of these Oasis class ships. Now it's a lot more present when you compare like Oasis to Wonder. But then of course when you go from like, Wonder to Utopia, you're not going to really see a difference, but even though there's like a difference of 2,000 tons. So it's very minimal. I'm you know, it just kind of depends on what they added to it.
True. How much bigger is Utopia than Wonder by tonnage? I don't remember off the top of my head.
I want to say it's 238. I could be wrong.
Okay.
My handy dandy iPad here. Hold on.
Yes, pull it up.
I mean, it's got to be pretty substantial with even just with those 2 suites up front. All that extra steel to put that in probably adds some weight.
True.
So it says 236 860. It's literally 3 tons.
Really?
3 tons. So Wonder of the Seas, according to Google, is 236 857 is her tonnage. And then Utopia is 236 860. So literally 3 tons.
I stand
They are
corrected.
almost identical. Which is probably about as close of a difference as we have seen from Oasis Class to Oasis Class than, you know, from Oasis to Allure when it was literally just 6 inches.
Damn.
Yeah.
But continuing the trend, even though they all come in pairs, you know, that are kind of like in the sets of, you know, Oasis and Allure looking the way they do, we can still tell each of the 6 apart, which I really like.
It says the name on the front.
What? Of course, the
Yeah.
name on the front, but like that'll do it. But you know, like Oasis versus Allure, it's the lifeboat configuration. Harmony versus Symphony, it's the back. The Symphony is more vertical looking.
Yeah.
And then of course, and Utopia versus Wonder, it's the design in the middle piece, where it has a smokestack coming out, and I think it's at a little slight angle to it too. But
I'm pretty sure it is. It looks a little bit like it's.
And the glass in the back by the Aqua Theater is not faded.
yeah, the little air pockets that they do with the little shell in the back, they're a little faded on the Wonder right now.
Typical.
I mean, she's been out for about 2.5 years now. It'll happen.
That one went right over my head. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm a little stupid.
Pookie's a little slow. But yeah, so I mean that's probably like the closest that we've seen some of the Oasis class ships together, and you know, whether it comes to size and just everything else. But I'm very interested to see if, you know, Oasis 7 comes out different, if they decide to do like a newer generation kind of look to it, kind of like, you know, each of the pairs. And you know, of course, I'm still pretty much on the boat that we're gonna see an 8th one to pair up with it. So who knows? I'm interested to see kind of like the future of the class.
I'm surprised they didn't add like I've only watched like one Wonder walkthrough, but
Was it mine?
yeah. Aqua Theater, I'm surprised they didn't do like a seaside, like kind of burgers kind of area down there by the carousel. I don't know if Wonder already has that or not.
There's a hot dog stand.
Okay, but something more than a hot dog stand, kind of like Icon is what I was trying to go for.
A little buffet with Dino Nuggets.
Yes, I need that.
Because
that there 24/7.
You know, the Icon has that, right?
I do, yes.
So
Wait. What?
yes, they weren't very good because there was nobody there, so they were pretty cold when I did it. But there is a little buffet inside Surfside that has Dino Nuggets.
I love it.
And of course, this will make an appearance on Star. So
Interesting.
I think I know where we're going for dinner on our cruise on Star.
You can't find me. Look in the Dino Nugget store.
We're gonna have chicken nuggets in the
God,
buffet.
loyal to royal right here.
Yes, sir.
You know, it's funny you say that. Norwegian, at least the ship I was on, had it once. We were on, what was it? We were on the Norwegian Dawn in 2008, and in the Garden Cafe, they had like a kids section, which I don't think they have anymore.
No.
And they
They
had
do.
Dino Nuggets.
They had
in there.
it on Getaway, but they never had chicken nuggets.
Really?
Never had chicken nuggets.
Wow.
Oh,
That's
so
all I
nice.
ate for 7
That's
days.
that's got to be a
I was,
crime.
11 at the time. That's hilarious.
That is a crime not putting Dino Nugget, or I guess chicken nuggets in general, in the kids section of the buffet.
Like,
Yeah, I didn't see it when I toured her 2 years ago, and I didn't see it on Jade, but they did have it at one point.
Man, that's crazy.
So, good job, World Caribbean.
Wonder has chicken nuggets and chicken tenders.
They had
Nope, sorry.
they had chicken nuggets every night on the Liberty a few months ago. That was nice.
They really did.
They literally did have every night, and that's what we had for dinner every night.
That's what we had every night.
Yeah, I'm looking forward.
I think Alex was making fun of us the whole time.
She can kiss it. She knows she likes it.
That's so funny. But yeah, so I mean, Utopia has a lot of really cool like new food offerings and things like that. I think another one. Was there another one? A new one? But I guess there's a lot of returning ones. I think the mason jar is coming back from Wonder, which is really neat.
Yeah, I saw Mason Jar. Also, question: everybody that I've talked to says Wonderland is so good. Why did they get rid of it?
Because nobody went there. I don't know. A lot of people say I've heard a lot of people say they didn't like it. Which is kind of funny that you mentioned that.
Okay.
I've heard a lot of people say they didn't like it. Honestly, it's
You
like
have to be into it.
yes, you've got to be into it for the presentation, because that literally seems to be like 90% of it is like the presentation of food. Like they've got so much extra stuff just like topped on there just to make it look fancy that, you know, I mean, I never went there because I'm not that adventurous of an eater, but
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It just, none of it looked appealing to me. And I think that's a lot of people just had the same thing, is like they just didn't want all that stuff on top of it. They just want the food. They didn't really have the best options there. I think it was just more trying
it's
to be
all like
overly
cooking
fancy.
Sun, earth, wind, and fire, and then that was your menu, and you got different courses. That's all it is.
Exactly.
They have
Exactly.
that one bar. I think it's from Icon. The parrot, the pesky parrot.
Oh,
is that from Icon or from Wonder?
It is actually that's a first for Royal Caribbean. I think it's very similar to the Bamboo Room on Mariner that we went to that one time. It's more of just like a tropical themed bar. It's taking the place of
The robotic one.
right, exactly. I think the Champagne Bar on the Allure right now. I think that's kind of
Yeah.
the spot because that's the only one that doesn't have it now. But the Bionic Bar on all of the other ships, that is where the Pesky Parrot's going to be.
I
So,
wonder if Allure will get that instead of that bionic bar.
oh, I think so. I think Allure is going to receive a lot of things that we see on Utopia and Icon more than what we see in the dry dock from Oasis.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think honestly, I think the couple year time skip between the dry docks probably did Allure some good.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna say, yeah, they really had time to.
To think it through and just kind of improve upon what they did with Oasis. I think what they did with Oasis was very good. I don't think there was anything that they, you know, I wouldn't say they perfected it, because I think perfection is hard to come by, but at the same time, I think they did a really, really good job with Oasis.
Yeah, they did for sure.
Minus
felt
the-
like a new ship.
Minus the staterooms above the bridge. If they would have taken those out, I think it could have been perfect.
Yeah, I agree. What could have been?
Yeah. Oh, I hope Allure gets the big name. That would be interesting to see if they do that. I don't know if they will.
See why she wouldn't.
I don't think so.
They haven't been doing that
think
with all
so?
the other. I don't think they've been doing that with all the recent dry docks. I think it's only going to be exclusive to new builds. But who knows? I mean, it's also an Oasis class, so it's not out of the realm of possibility.
And then seeing in the chat, Coop, how do they weigh it? They just put it on a big old scale.
They just put it on a giant scale.
Yeah, like you're weighing a suitcase at the airport.
Yeah.
So you're trying to fit it inside of the thing at Frontier, your bag inside the little check-in thing. Yeah, that's what they
Yeah.
do. And that's
Frontier.
about it.
Who flies Frontier?
Dimitri.
Dimitri's flying Frontier.
Dimitri loves Frontier.
Might as well fly Spirit.
He flies them both, one way and one the other.
I'm still
Double
here.
dipper.
Roasted. I don't know. I grew up in Atlanta. I only fly Delta. But
I
yeah.
haven't flown in
Anyway,
years.
I honestly, I don't think the last time I've flown was that time I flew into Tampa, and then we went to see the Joy that one time in Miami.
That was fun.
That was forever ago. No, I think
Oh,
that was the
that,
last time.
2018?
2019. Yeah, that was the last time I flown.
Insane.
Yeah, I was on a really nice 757 on the way to and from though, which is really nice.
Very nice.
Those are about the only planes from Boeing right now that I actually don't have to worry about being on.
Right.
That's true.
Anyways, back to the Utopia though. Yeah, the pesky parrot's going to be exclusive kind of to the Utopia, which is going to be interesting to see how they do because the bionic bar did not make its way to the icon either.
I wonder why.
Honestly, the bionic bar is really cool. It's just one of those things that you've done it once and you're never going to do it again.
Does Wonder
I'll
have
do it
it?
once, I'll do a
Yes.
video, and then that's it.
Wonder does have it. Yeah, I think you should try it.
I will.
But
Don't you worry.
it's a very cool concept. I mean, I did it on Symphony, and after like the one time I did it, I was like, all right, that was pretty cool, and then never really did it again. I think that's why I think that's kind of the thing is Royal Caribbean's starting to realize like people do it at first, like it was really popular on Quantum, Anthem, all those, and now that it's made it all all the way to a couple different ships, now it's like, all right, well,
The
I guess
drinks from there are included in your drink package, though, right?
I think so. I think so because I don't think there's a gratuity, or at least I hope there isn't.
But I'm paying the technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the robotic bartender, passes you a little slip. Is like, all right, the little screen that you get at like the fast food restaurants now. Like, do you want to tip?
Turn the iPad around.
You turn the iPad around. You want to give us a a $5 tip?
No, I don't want to give you nothing.
Shame.
I don't even want to pay for it,
Right.
let alone give out extra.
Good
Yeah,
stuff.
I see you guys just standing around doing nothing.
Yeah, you bums.
Anyways,
Not afraid.
not afraid, not afraid.
I'm wearing pajama pants.
What?
What?
Did I just hear that right?
You did,
What happened?
and
Did
it
I-
says "stinking cute together."
Interesting.
I hope you realize how loud my silence is.
Oh, it's deafening.
Deafening. Oh God. Anyways, so what's
Okay,
one
so
thing?
when's your first cruise? Please elaborate, since we're arguing about that.
What?
When she's
What?
going to be here. When's her first cruise?
Oh, so they're gonna do some preview cruises like for the first week. So she actually arrives on the 11th now. I don't think they've publicly stated that, but it's on the Port Canaveral website at this point.
Yeah.
So if that's
public.
She's on her way.
if Tyler gets upset that I release that to the public, it's fine. But
I don't think
it's
he
on.
will.
It's literally on the
schedule.
website, so it's fine. But it's on the schedule to arrive at 6 a.m. or 8 a.m. on Thursday, next Thursday,
It says 8, so we'll see.
8. And then she stays in port for like 2 days, and then she'll actually leave on a Saturday, which is gonna be really cool. And then she'll,
Yeah,
so it's
very
like a week worth of shakedown cruises, kind of like they did with Icon. And then from there, it's just, kind of whatever. They'll start actually making the first maiden sailing on the 19th.
Super cool.
Yes, very nice, very nice.
Do we know anybody on any of the first cruises?
I
Yes.
think a friend of mine is on the third sailing, but that's about it.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, this one's kind of got like a really weird hype to it because like it's 3 and 4 nights, so there's really not a whole lot going into it. And of course, the hype for Icon is still very much a thing. So it's like a lot of people are still like more focused on Icon, but at the same time, it's still it's a 3 and 4 night cruise too. So it's just not really getting all the love and
Yeah.
attention that you would typically get with a brand new ship. There's a lot of different reasons going into it, but at the same time, Utopia is still excessively popular.
Very.
Jaco asked if we're going to be in Port Canaveral when she arrives. Yes, we will. I actually have the day off of work that day already scheduled, so I will be there, and then I'll also be there that Saturday as she leaves. I don't know if I'll be there because I know Jetty Park is like hosting a big wave out party for the 19th whenever her maiden voyage actually is. I don't think I'm going to be there for that, but I will definitely be there for her arrival and like that Saturday departure that she does. Should be really cool.
Good.
Yes.
Depending on when she arrives, I don't know if I'll be there, but I'll definitely be there for her departure.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, hopefully she's not excessively early. I mean, I got the day off of work, so I might as well go. But yeah. So
what's up with them coming in at freaking crack of dawn? Like, why don't they just come in at like a normal time when everyone can be up and get good pictures?
And they still might.
They did that with Icon though.
For 8 right now.
They did it with Icon though. It was like 7 a.m. I think as a timestamp on mine.
That was a long day, man.
Yeah, you were there at 2 a.m.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep.
Literally, it was my alarm went off.
My parents were in Europe, and they go, why are we getting an alert on our door?
Yeah.
It was me leaving at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
I woke, my alarm went off at like literally at 4 o'clock on the dot. And then I woke up and I see Freedom of the Seas was coming in for a medical emergency. So like I was at a hotel with Jerry, and I was like, dude, like we need to go, like screw it, like we need to go now. Like Freedom's like on the way in. Like I don't know why she's here, but so we got up, and like as we were heading out the door at like 4:15, I texted Justin. I go, bro, holy crap, the Freedom's coming in. This is gonna be sick. And then he's like, he just sends me a picture of the ship. He goes, yeah, I know. I'm like, what?
Whoops.
I was like, oh my God, he's already there.
Well, it worked out because I like wake up and I go, all right, I can't sleep. So I just like check. I'm like, I might as well just go down there. So I was just looking at marine traffic to see if I could see Icon, and I saw Freedom like getting ready to like almost come in, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, I might make it. So I just left.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've done it a couple times with ships coming into Canaveral too. I'm like, oh my God, I think I can make it.
Yeah.
There's one time with Anthem. She was scheduled to come in at 12, and then she didn't come in until 5. So I like just I literally this was at my old job, so I don't care if I say this. But I literally texted my boss. I go, hey, something just came up, and I have to leave like right now. And so I booked it out to Port Canaveral. And then I just like worked like the last hour when I got home, and I was like, I caught Anthem that one day. I was like, sweet,
love it.
Yeah. So what's one thing about Utopia, whether it's new or just like a returning thing? What's one thing about Utopia that you guys are excited for?
Probably just it being that newer version of it, like Wonder, with like the enclosed solarium and like the updated, or the little shell around the Aqua Theater is going to be pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
And the updated Abyss. I'm really excited for that because I love the Ultimate Abyss.
I will definitely be doing that. I didn't do that on Wonder when I sailed on it last year, but I will definitely be doing that. I didn't do it on Wonder, but I did do it on Symphony. So I'll definitely be doing it on Utopia this time around. What about you, Dimitri?
And well, since I am a Oasis Class virgin, excited to see how the shorter cruises do. Honestly, it's something new. It's pretty similar to Utopia with a few changes here and there. Okay, you move some restaurants around, you change how the top deck looks a little bit. How is 3 and 4 nights going to get received by everybody?
Yeah, I think.
Sorry, I should have added that.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to have done really well with Allure. I think Allure seems very popular on the 3 and 4 nights. I think that's why they decided to do, I think going forward, we're always going to see Oasis Class, whether it's a new Oasis Class or, existing ones. I think going forward, we're always going to see Oasis Class on the 3 and 4 night itineraries, at least out of Canaveral and Miami. I know they've got the Wonder actually going down to Miami soon when Star arrives, which will be really cool to see as well. So they're actually going to end up in port together, which is going to be awesome to see. But I wouldn't be surprised if, future Oasis Class ships or whatever end up on these 3 and 4 night itineraries. And, they kind of go off and do whatever. Or I think, because honestly, they're not done building the Oasis Class. I wouldn't be surprised if with the Icon Class going forward, I think the Icon is going to start being their mainline 7-night ships, but given the success of all of the other previous Oasis class ships and even the new ones, I feel like that they still want to keep those relevant and keep new ones coming. And I think the 3 and 4 night markets is just kind of where those are going to start living soon.
I mean,
Well, do you
they'll
think
always
they're
have
gonna-
one doing long ones. They just have so many of them now. But
Right, I
yes,
know. It is crazy that we're going to end up with, quote-unquote, 7.
possibly, yeah.
With a very good potential of being 8 of them. I mean,
Just the fact that we're about to get number 6 is mind blowing.
insane.
It's crazy.
So, and I guess a question for you guys: what do you guys wish they changed from the other Oasis class on Utopia that they didn't change? Like, what was something that you remember that was, oh, this was not good or didn't work?
Oh, the tall glass. The tall glass. The only reason I like Symphony more than Wonder is because Wonder has the tall glass that's literally eye level all the way around the ship. I couldn't take any good pictures. That's the only thing I had against the Wonder, though.
I haven't been on a ship with that, but I do agree with that because that sucks.
Because it is on Symphony and Harmony to an extent. It's just not all the way around. It's literally all the way
Harmony
around.
doesn't have any of it. Symphony was the first one.
Oh, okay. It's only in like some spots on Symphony, which is
Yeah, and then at Wonder they did it more.
yeah, it's literally all the way around, which is not all the way around on Icon, although it's just tougher in some spots. It's still the same glass. It's just not very high in some spots.
Oh, I'll break that glass.
Me too.
I'm gonna
I'll
break
jump.
it. I'm gonna break it. But yeah, that was really the only thing I have against the Wonder, though.
Yeah, I don't know if I have any complaints. I don't know. I'm pretty easy going.
And does he have to be against?
I love
Wonder,
the
just
Oasis
other
class.
Oasis classes in general.
Honestly, like the Oasis class, I know it's not the perfect ship, but in my eyes, that's the perfect ship. I mean, I think 160,000 tons is like a great size, but I will always and forever love the Oasis class more than anything.
Yeah. Faux show.
Yeah. Jaco, I see your chat here a little off topic, but I did see Icon 3 might be called Legend of the Seas, possibly. I don't know where.
That account was doing it for the clout.
I don't know who got that source from, or like what that guy's source is, but
Clout.
I've talked to somebody and they even said themselves, they're like, they must know something that Royal Caribbean doesn't, because that's not what I was told. So that was, I don't know where that guy got Legend of the Seas, and especially where they saw it was going to go to Asia. I really don't know. I think that guy must have been clout chasing or something, because obviously it did blow up. I mean, it was all that anybody was talking about yesterday, but it's not accurate, so I don't know where that guy got his information from. But I also was told that it's not going to be Idle, but they would not give me the name. They wouldn't give me the name, but they did deny that it is not Legend and it is not Idle. So we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. I mean, Legend is an already used name. I know other, Carnival has been doing that, which, but, which, yeah, I'm not even gonna get started with Carnival, but, I think that's just gonna be a Carnival thing. I know it's cool to like do retro names, but I don't think Legend of the Seas, is as cool as that may seem on an Icon class. I don't think that's a fitting name for an Icon class. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
I do still wish they would have done Idol, though, because I mean Legend or Icon, Star, and Idol, those all fit together really well. Legend is just such a long name compared to all the other ones, and again, they've already used it. But yeah, and she's not going to Asia either.
Yeah, I don't. That part does not make sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, if they're getting anything, they're getting Wonders soon. The Brandon Barker of the Seas. That's it. That's the name. That's Icon 3, baby.
My name does not fit on a Scantron, so I don't think it can be mine.
That's funny. But yeah, she's not. If any ship in the near future is going to go to Asia, it's going to be Wonder. And of course, Yeah, and Royal Caribbean has a very strategic plan. I feel like if you really, I mean, I kind of put everything together, but I mean, it's you can kind of see what they're planning if you just kind of connect the dots a little bit. Of course, I won't confirm anything, but if you kind of connect the dots a little bit, you can kind of see what they're doing in the next couple of years just by the way ships are coming out, dry dock schedules, things like that. So you can kind of infer some of the things. Yeah, you can kind of see where they're going with it all. Yeah. Another. Let's see. What other really cool things are? Is there any previous? I know we kind of mentioned like anything that we might like on it. Is there any restaurants that you kind of wish they would have put on it, or that you're looking forward to having on the ship?
Playmakers. I mean, that's pretty basic now, but I just love where they've ended up putting it on the boardwalk. I think that's great.
I miss having playmakers so much. That I know that has been our tradition to go to playmakers on embarkation day, every embarkation day, but we haven't been on a ship that has playmakers in like over a year now. I think our last one was Freedom.
Really? Yeah, I guess so.
Allure didn't have it.
Harmony didn't even have it.
That's right. It was Sabor, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Womp womp.
I think they should have added, something like a little bit more ethnic. Like I think Indian food's like up and coming, or maybe even like I don't want to even say Greek or something like that, something like different.
They actually, actually they have the Aquadome Marketplace on Icon was actually really good. I actually went there a couple times on it, but they kind of do have that. It's more of like a little marketplace, or it has more ethnic foods. It has like little like Chinese spring rolls, chicken and rice, things like that. They even had gyros in there. So I mean, they kind of have
over there and slap you.
What?
I said I'm glad you said it the right way, or I was gonna come over there and slap you.
Gyros. I should have said that just to make you mad.
No, because I'd come over and slap you.
Ooh, that's gonna be. I just saw a bolt of lightning. It was not very far from me, so I looked out my window. It's like there's the thunder.
If the power goes out, everybody, don't be scared by his profile picture.
What?
I said if the power goes out, don't be scared by your profile picture.
Oh, they love looking at Kana the whole time. Oh my god. But yeah, I think honestly, it's something like that. The Aquadome Marketplace honestly was really good on Icon. That would have been something that would have been really cool to see on an Oasis class, but I don't think they have the real estate to do that. Do it. Unless they were to put it up in like the Solarium. I mean, that's something they could have done, but.
And I heard that the Solarium is a good place to go get breakfast. Like, not a lot of people know about it.
Yes. The Solarium Bistro is open for breakfast, and it's basically just the buffet, but it's very good.
Yeah. I heard it's not as crowded, and the food is good.
Yeah, it's very good. I think I had it on Wonder, and I think we had it one day on Allure too. Yeah, it was very good. I liked it.
Nice.
Although I think Allure, I just had a plate of bacon because I had already had like a couple donuts during my ship tour walk that morning. Well, the funniest thing, Justin doesn't get anything else for breakfast other than hash browns.
They're so good.
He literally will get a plate of like 6 of them. Nothing else, just chocolate milk and hash browns. No eggs, no cereal, no
breakfast.
Donuts, nothing. No fruit, nothing. Just a hash brown. Just a plate of hash browns.
Give me those heart conditions.
What are you gonna do on the Glory, man?
They better have them, man.
Oh my god, I remember when we did the Carnival Liberty a couple years ago. Literally the last debarkation morning, you're like, oh my god, they finally have them. And you had like a plate of them.
I couldn't believe it.
I don't know how you ate that cruise.
I didn't. I starved.
Good stuff.
I survive off of Guy's Burgers and the Pizza Pirate.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to Guy's Burgers. I'm so excited. That's one thing I miss on all these Royal Caribbean cruises I've been doing is Guy's Burgers is so good.
Yeah, it'll be a nice change.
Yeah, honest. Next year is kind of looking to be, other than the Star, next year is kind of looking to be a carnival year for me, which is different. It's kind of like a return to form for me because I know that's kind of where I've been forever up until after COVID, and now it's been almost exclusive Royal. But I'm excited to go back to carnival, even though it's just like a couple random ones. The Glory Twice of Venezia, I'm definitely looking forward to.
Yeah.
And then the Freedom. Hopefully I've been told there is no plans at the moment, or at least they don't have any firm plans to fix the funnel just yet.
Mhm.
I don't think they're gonna leave it. It's just I don't think they've figured out what they're gonna do with it yet.
Come on. What do you mean? They already
Yeah.
fixed it once.
I
There
know.
should already be a plan in action.
They should just keep a spare one on the bow. Kind of like the Spirit class where they keep the propellers up on the front. All those like old school ships like with the Spirit class and like the Norwegian Sky just have props sitting up on the bow of the ship. They need a funnel, like a whale tail just sitting on the front of the Freedom.
Can you imagine you go to like those secret
Good idea
tanks
like
up
that.
front, and it's just a top of a funnel sitting on the bow of the ship. What the heck is that?
What the heck?
I like these new Christmas decorations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Okay.
Good stuff. But yeah, it'll be fun though. I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
even though we got the Utopia to look forward to first, or at least I do. I'm looking
Me
forward
too.
to kind of switching to Carnival here, at least for just a couple cruises, just to kind of get it out of my system. I'll say get it out of my system like it's a bad thing, but I kind of do miss cruising with Carnival. I am one of those that just like to try everybody. I know there's a lot of people that are very exclusive to certain cruise lines, like, loyal to Royal or loyal to, Norwegian, things like that, or Celebrity. But, I'm one of those people. I'll just literally just try anybody. I'm dying to do MSC, but I really don't have a preference. I like all of the cruise lines. So I like all their ships.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, any additional thoughts on the upcoming Utopia? Anything exciting? Anything you guys have to say?
Exciting times ahead, man. Another Oasis class ship joining the fleet, coming online. I can't
Yes.
wait.
The fact that we have a sixth Oasis class ship is just ridiculous at this point, but I love it. I'm here for it. Again,
Yeah.
my favorite class of ship. I know the Icon is kind of Icon's tough because it's one of I think the Oasis class has like that nostalgia factor because it's been around for so long now that like I like it the most for that. But I think on paper and everything else, like I think the Icon class is better and I like it more. But it's just something about the Oasis class that like I can't let go of it, and it's still gonna be my favorite.
Same. I love the Oasis class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Dimitri, you will too soon.
yes, you will come to love
I
that.
am very much looking forward to it. I really hope it's a good
You
time.
should. I'm excited
Yeah.
for you.
Plus, you got one of the new ones that you're going on too. It's not like it's
True, yeah. I
not
made
that
sure
there's
that-
anything wrong with Oasis. I'm looking forward to our cruise on Oasis 2, by the way. But like the fact that you're going on a newer Oasis class ship, I mean, you're getting one of the best ones. So yeah, I think you're in good hands. Wonder's a fantastic ship. My parents are going on her again, and they ended up canceling their 9-night on Liberty and doing the Wonder instead.
Oh, that's what they were talking about? I gotcha.
Yeah, because at the time of them booking the Liberty, it was super like they paid like nothing for the cruise, and the airfare up there wasn't that bad, but it was so far out that they weren't booking anything yet. But then I think they waited a little too long, and now the airfare was more than the cruise to get up to New York. So they were like,
Yeah.
let's just
I think my
cancel and
parents
move
are
the
doing the
deposit.
same with their Venezia cruise.
Yeah, because they were going there right before us, weren't they? Out of New York.
In September.
I think Robbie's going on the Venezia again in like a week or something like that.
He
I'm not
is.
surprised.
Dude.
That's like his third or fourth time on it. That's pretty cool though. It makes me feel good about going on the cruise because if somebody that's got that many nights with Norwegian, I know that and they like the Venezia. I'm like, all right, can't be that bad.
Can't be that bad.
if a loyal Norwegian cruiser has gone on it multiple times, they must be something good about it.
True.
Not that I'm not expecting it to be good. It's more of just like it's got to be good if you get the loyal ones to keep coming back to you too.
Hmm.
But yeah, anyways, with that, it was, of course, a fun chat. Very, very looking forward to Utopia of the Seas coming here next week. And, of course, serving Port Canaveral on the 3 and 4 night itineraries for many years to come. So very, very nice. Lots of exciting things coming from Royal Caribbean very soon. And with that, we'll see you guys next week for the next Cruising is Life podcast. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Yeah, hold the position.